Hi, welcome to our next podcast for the one-liner reminder with Grant and Sally.
G'day guys. Today we're going to focus on the myth around there is no point seeking help if I'm suicidal because no one can help me. And I just want to shut that down pretty quick. Just as everyone is aware, these days as mental health awareness has been, brought to our understanding, and it's everywhere where we look, and it's everywhere where we work, and it's more relevant now with what we do on a day-to-day basis. And I guess when it comes to resources around suicidality or having thoughts of suicide, there's plenty out there, such as Black Dog, there's Beyond Blue, there's helplines which that you can offer for people to call if they need to. Obviously, suicide callbacks if they need to call. And look, if you're struggling to find any sort of resources, you can always touch base with the GP, and they can give you some resources that they use locally.
Yeah, because it's quite common that people feel like, well, where do I go for help first? What is even out there? And a lot of people don't know the resources available to them. And of course, why would they if they haven't needed to use them before? So most people, when they find themselves in this kind of a situation, either themselves or supporting somebody else who might be suicidal or struggling with their mental health, it is going, I don't even know what's out there because I haven't needed to know. Again, the GP is a great first point of reference because they will then put you onto a psychologist who will then be able to refer you out to different specialist services if that becomes apparent. There's a lot of, different clinics like Reminded Mind Health Clinic that specialise in suicidality and helping people through feelings and thoughts around suicide. You can just do a Google search and type in your suburb and type in suicide prevention, and you'll get different psychologists' name. Reminded Mind Health Clinic will pop up if you're on the Sunshine Coast, things like that. There are lots of government-funded services as well. Headspace is one for teenagers. There's lots of different family services. Again, there's lots of supports that exist. It's just about starting somewhere. Sometimes where you'll start won't particularly be maybe the best place for you. Obviously, one of the main things with connecting, particularly with a psychologist or a therapist, is that you actually have a connection with them. Sometimes you've got to try a few. Sometimes you'll go along once or twice and think, I just don't really like the way this person talks. I don't like their ideas. We really don't have that connection. That's okay. That's just, it's them. It's not everybody's going to suit everyone. I actually say that in my first session to everybody. If I'm not the therapist for you, I'm not offended. Please tell me, don't waste your sessions with me. I'll help you find somebody else. Because that's actually really important. To recognize that sometimes it takes a few goes to find the right therapist. And often by the time people come to us, they've seen like 4 or 5 psychologists before. And sometimes, it was for a different issue and it was helpful or it was okay at the time, but it's okay to go, you know what, the last person I went to wasn't really great for me for whatever reason, and try somebody else. Please keep seeking help so that you find a really good fit.
Yeah, and I think, there's even, a bit of stigma around actually asking for help, and whether, obviously, like we've said, the myth around whether it will help me, will they understand, will it be a fit? And I think we live in a society where we want the one-hit wonder, where we want to just, get it straight away and it should fit, it should be the right person. But like Sally said, sometimes it takes a bit of problem solving, it takes a bit of patience, but honestly, you will find the right professional who will sit there and will support you and care for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We will stick on all of our social pages and our website a resource list, so the different helplines, the different sort of government funded services that are available. Again, you can go to your doctor for your own local area list as well. And again, just start somewhere. Start with a phone call, and even if that's not the particular support service that can help your particular need, they will always be able to give you another number to call. And it might take a few goes, like we said, but eventually you will find a professional or a service that actually supports you in the way that you need it to, that can help you. There is also a blog that I wrote a few years ago. It's 13 resources when. I specifically wrote it as a bit of a accountability for professionals around, how to actually respond well to people that are suicidal. Because you know what? It's not every therapist's specialty. Suicide's quite a particular specialist area. And some people just actually end up saying things that aren't particularly helpful, or it's just not their specialty area. They don't do it a lot. And so again, they might be able to refer you elsewhere. But that's a really great resource if you are a professional. It's a great resource if you're anything like a teacher or any kind of, I guess, leadership role with other people. It's a good resource in terms of where to seek help, to admit that sometimes it's okay to go, oh, that's actually not my area of specialty. I'm going to help you find another support service that is. And I think that's a big one even for professionals too, to admit that sometimes, not every presenting issue or concern is going to be your specialty. And rather than just kind of bumbling along, it's actually okay to say, you know what, this is a really particular issue for you. I'd like to refer you to somebody else that actually might be able to help you more than maybe I can. And that's not a reflection on you, but that's, it's just good to find the service that you actually need.
Yeah. And I think it's okay, like Sally said, just re-emphasising that for us professionals, to know that we're not alone, to know that, if we feeling like, this would probably be better referred on, that's okay, and we're doing the best in regards to the client's safety and their care.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess the one-liner reminder for today, there is effective help that exists out there. And if you don't find the right person or the right service for you first up, please keep trying, keep seeking help. The hashtag around that is to help seek is not weak. It actually takes a lot of bravery to admit that there's something I want to talk to somebody about because I think it could be better than this. And again, the whole purpose of this May You Stay campaign is that it's actually supporting people, that things are seasonal, things happen for a period of time. There are ways that we can quicken the process. We can get through things more quickly with different strategies, different tools, different supports. If we could all do it all on our own, we would never need any services. The fact that services exist prove that a lot of people need support, and that's okay. That's not a weakness. That's not I couldn't do it myself. Like I said at the beginning, if you haven't needed to look for resources, you're not going to know what to look for. If you haven't dealt with this particular set of circumstance or issue or emotion or feeling or thought, you're not going to know how to deal with it because you simply haven't done it before. So find someone who does this for a living, who helps people through. And it's actually amazingly effective and easy once you get the strategies that work to completely change your whole life. The way that you think, the way that you feel. And like we've always said, and the main, thing around the May You Stay campaign is that stay to see the better, because healing is possible, better is coming, and there are things you can do to quicken that process and help you get there.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate that you're not alone, and we are all here. The services here that are willing to support you through your healing, your freedom. That, like Sally said, there is hope, and tomorrow's a new day. So, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
This is May You Stay. See you later.